Hello YouTube world, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. It is the winter holiday season and so you know I can't end the year without doing a Christmas book review. So I just finished reading In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. And to be honest, I was a little worried that I was not going to like this book. My first Christina Lauren book was The Unhoneymooners, and honestly I hated it. There were so many things that really irked me about that book, and I could go on and on, but I won't, because that is not what this video is about. Although, if you do want to read my review on The Unhoneymooners, you can check that out on my Instagram page linked below. But anyway, In a Holidaze is nothing like The Unhoneymooners, thank God. In a Holidaze is about a woman named Malin Jones, and she has two childhood best friends, Andrew and Theo Hollis. Their parents were all really close friends in college, and every year the two families and some other family friends go to the Hollis' cabin in Utah for Christmas. So May has been in love with Andrew since they were teenagers, but she just always assumed he was never interested in her. And isn't that always how it is? But they're older now, like late 20s, maybe early 30s, I believe, and May ends up making out with Theo on the last night of their Christmas vacation. Now, he acts really weird the next morning, and then Andrew tells May that he saw them making out and was cool with it. And then May also finds out that the Hollises are planning to sell the cabin because it's too costly to maintain. So a bunch of bad news and confusing feelings for May, and then she dies. Well, sort of. Their car crashes, but then May ends up waking back up on the plane headed to Utah for the start of their Christmas vacation. So yeah, this is your classic Groundhog Day time loop story. And I love it. May spends the rest of the book trying to figure out why the universe has sent her back in time to repeat this vacation over and over again. And it's a good time. Like many childhood friends to lovers books, this story is very wholesome and cute and sweet and makes you feel all warm and cozy inside. And isn't that what we want out of Christmas stories? This book is basically like a Hallmark movie, which might sound like a criticism, but it's honestly not. So, like, yes, the book can be a bit cheesy, but it's a romance book. It's supposed to make you feel hopeful and rooting for the two love interests. So yeah, I loved this book and gave it 5 out of 5 stars and gave a book boyfriend rating of 5 stars as well. I won't tell you who May ends up with because there is a little bit of a love triangle, so I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't read the book yet. But he's so adorable and I love him. Okay, so another thing I really liked about this book is that even though this book is centered around the concept of a time loop, we don't have to read about May reliving the same day over and over and over again, constantly throughout the entire book. Now this may be a little bit of a spoiler, but she only dies and wakes up around 3 or 4 times, and then we get to spend the rest of the book following her through one complete run of the vacation. And I liked this so much better than the traditional time loop books where the scenes can get really repetitive after a while. And I also love May as the main character. I felt that she was super relatable, and while she's not perfect, you can really empathize with her. And I also love that Christina Lauren included an epilogue, so you get a little bit of an extended view into May's life after the Christmas vacation. And the one thing I didn't like about this book was that there are a lot of characters. I think there ends up being like 13 people total in the cabin, and it's very hard to keep track of everyone's names and their traits. And obviously some characters are more important than others, but most of the characters do play a role in the overall story, so it takes a little bit of time before you start remembering who everybody is. But okay. For my reading journal entry, I drew a cabin at the bottom because obviously this book takes place mainly at the Hollis family cabin. I also included a mountain and 2 people sledding down because sledding is one of their family traditions. I drew a peppermint flavored Hershey's Kiss because that is May's favorite candy. I drew a closet because there is a very steamy scene inside of a closet. And then I drew a gift box because, well, this is a Christmas story and there are obviously gifts involved. The quote I decided to include is from May in chapter 25, where she says, "When I thought it didn't matter and no one would remember, I finally started living authentically." And this is what I mean when I say that May is such a relatable character. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into my head about things and I stress out and get nervous and try to pretend to be somebody else in order to people please and appear perfect, when the very few times in my life when I actually didn't care and told myself, who cares, none of this matters, I actually ended up enjoying myself and the outcome turned out better than I could have imagined. And I just love that the overall message of this book is to be fearless and go after what you want. Don't ask for happiness, just make it happen. Because I should be constantly reminding myself of this every day. But anyway, let me know if you agree with my review in the comment section below, and let me know what you think of my reading journal. You can see more of my other reading journal entries before this one on my Instagram page at Lauren_can_, which, as always, is linked in the description below. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you could like and subscribe, and stay tuned for my future book reviews. Alright, bye!